Okay, next is your introduction of big data. Okay, first of all, in this, the content that we will study is introduction to a big data. What is big data means, then the definition of big data, then characteristics of big data, how we will store and process a big data. Okay, this is our today's concept. Further, these concepts we will study in our next lecture. First, four concepts we will perform in our today's lecture. First of all, introduction is that big data may well be the next big thing in your IT world. Okay, big data from your 2010 to 2021. The concept of big data means the your data scientist concept is more frequently used in today time. Currently, it is used. That is the big data and your data scientist concept. Big data is, it says that big data may well be the next big thing in your IT world, because we all have a mobile phone. We are surfing on internet. We are using different applications. Okay, and these applications produce some data. Okay, and these data in a 60 second, there are lack of data is produced. Sorry. And how we will use that data on our devices, how that data get in a structured form. Okay, that we will study in this concept of your big data analytics. Okay, second point, it says that big data burst upon the scene in the first decade of your 21st century. Okay, in your 21st century, that is going now, in 10 years, in 21st century, your 10 year, there is a huge burst in your data, and that concept is, a name given to that concept is your big data. And the organization that embraces it to perform these concepts is your Google, eBay, LinkedIn, Facebook, and these are the firms. These are the organization that is your that point explain. Third point is the first organization to embrace it were online and startup firms, and that firms like Google, eBay, LinkedIn, Facebook were built around big data from the beginning. Means these organizations make use of a big data analytic concept and use a unstructured data, perform a structured data, and give a services to your user. Okay, you are using Google applications, that is you are using your WhatsApp, you are using sorry, it's not it is a product of your Facebook, your WhatsApp. Google Map is there, uh, Google Form is there, Google Classroom is there, and all these data are arranged in a proper manner by an organization. That organization is your Google. Then there is a eBay organization. Then there is a LinkedIn organization. At a LinkedIn organization, there are so many users that are connected with it, and they are using different services. They are using different services from LinkedIn. And same way, the Facebook is there. Facebook is linked with so many organizations. Okay, you are updating your picture, you are watching a different videos on that, and you also searching for a different ad. How that will come on that applications or that software? That all done by your big data analytic concept. Okay, then last point says that Like many new information technologies, big data can bring about dramatic cost reduction. Okay. With the concept of big data, there is also a cost reduction is also there. Okay. And substantial improvement in the time. Okay. Now you are using your Facebook, you are watching each and every ad on that. Sorry. Any news you want, you can search on your Facebook and you can watch that. This is the time improvement is there, cost reduction is there. Okay, that is all done by your concept of a data, that is big data. Okay, then this is your main definition. What is a big data mean? Okay, a big data is similar to small data, that is a data. Okay, not it is a big, that is a large in size, not that is. It means it is a data, small data, but unrelated data, unstructured data is there. Okay, that unstructured data become a huge data. That is a large volume is there. Okay, that is why a name given to it, a big data. Big data is similar to small data, but bigger in size, means different data, that is unstructured data, makes a bigger size. That is why it is called a big data. Okay, but having a data bigger, it's required different approaches. Okay, if there is a bigger data, that a volume of your data is more, then there are different approaches is there. Okay, there are different techniques and tools and architecture is there. There are different techniques to solve that problem, to solve that unstructured data to structured data, or to semi-structured data, or to quasi-structured data. Okay, we will arrange that data in a proper form, and that is unstructured data to a proper structured form. Okay, the techniques, tools, and architectures to solve these problems is with the concept of your big data. Okay, big data generates value from the storage, processing, and from your different digital information. Okay, and this cannot be analyzed with the traditional computing techniques. That the last line explains that big data generates values from the storage, means the storage, that is your database. The question asked by a student is, it is related to a DBMS also, means you should have a knowledge of DBMS, database management. The data that is placed in your DBMS is your structured data. Okay, means the big data generate a values from that data. The values can be generated, and processing of very large quantity of digital information. Digital information is like your you are sending from image from your device to another device, and this image is stored at your somewhat server of your WhatsApp or your Google. That data is placed in a database, and that data that is on a database are used for further improvements. Okay, that data is used for further improvements. Okay, that is the processing of very large quantity of digital information that cannot be analyzed with your traditional computing techniques. Okay, the your traditional techniques that are used, that cannot arrange that data, the huge that uh, data on your servers. But nowadays, with the concept of a big data, we will arrange that data, any number of data, or it can be unstructured data, that can be arranged in a simplest manner with the concept of your big data. And here is a image on your screen, that big data from where your data came. It is came from your storage, from your sharing the image you will capturing. Okay, there are logs, there are video search, there are processing varieties, velocities, manage source, size, document, your jpg files, your image files, your website domains. Okay, these are totally these collection of information is called your digital information, and all this information is your data. And if this type of data is collected, this data is called as a big data. Okay, it is a small data, a piece of data, but collected in a huge manner. Okay, then its name given to it, that is a big data, that is a bigger in size. Okay, then there is an example of Walmart. When the Walmart handles, means these Walmarts are handling more than 1 million of customer transactions. Means if we purchase any item, when we will visit best price or D Mart, we will search for an item. Okay, we will purchase that item. There are number of customers. If there are number of customers, they purchase same item, means there is a demand of that item in a market. Then from that data, means I am also purchasing, my neighbor is also purchasing that product, and you also purchasing that product, means that product demand is more. Then from that data, they will analyze that this product is more usable or useful for your customer, and more demand should be fulfilled of that product. Okay, that is a concept of a big data. Means we are collecting a data from a different user and making a big data, and then analyzing on that what product a user wants, what product a user not wants, or what is the frequent product that is used. That is all done by your big data concept. Next is your Facebook handles 40 billion photos from its user base. Okay, I am also sending a photo, I am sharing a photo. At the same time, number of billions of people are sharing an image. This is the data. Okay, and that data is collected in a single place, and that data is called as a big data. Okay, then there is a point explaining that decoding the human genomes originally took 10 years to process. Okay, originally means from traditional, it will take 10 years to process that data, that is gene. Okay, gene concept is there, that is a genome word is used. Means if we want to decode that genes, it will take 10 years. But now with the concept of your big data, now it can achieved in a 1 week only. Okay, this is the benefit of your this big analytic concept. You will collect the data. Okay, then analyze that data. If it is useful, you will accept that data. If it is not useful, you will destroy that data. And all that concept is done on a big analytic concept. Okay, and further, there is a characteristics of big data. There is a characteristics of big data there. Before 2010, 2010, there are 3 V's. Okay, 3 V's. I am now explaining you a characteristics of big data, that there are now 5 V's. Okay, 5 V's. What does this 5 V's of big data means? First 5 V's is your first V is your volume, means your data in a huge volume now. Okay, nowadays your data is in a huge volume. This is first characteristic. Mean your data is in the form of huge volume. Okay, first V is your volume. Second V is a variety. Different varieties are there. There are voice calls, there are video calls, there are images, there are documents. Okay, these are of different varieties. Second V is variety. Third V is your value. Okay, which data is most usable and what value it has. That is a third V. These three V's are used before your 2010. Okay, 2010 we will perform our big data on three characteristics, that is volume, variety, and value. Now, after 2010, the in your 21st century, after your 2010, now your data will be become more huge. Okay, more bigger data is there, and now two more V's are added. That is velocity, means your data speed is increasing day by day. Okay, means first of all we will use a 1 GB mobile. Okay, when the smartphones are launched in market, there are only 1 GB RAM is there and 8 GB hard disk is there. But nowadays you have 8 GB RAM and 128 GB hard disk, that is internal. Why it is? Because your data velocity speed day to day is increasing now. Okay, and for that data to place on your device, you should have a minimum storage capacity. That is why fourth V is added, that velocity is also there, means your data speed is increasing day by day. Then versatility. Okay, fifth V is versatility. Total five V's are there: volume, variety, value, velocity, and versatility. And after 2020, there is also a sixth V also included in that we will study in our next slide. First of all, what does volume means? Volume means huge amount of data. Okay, volume means your data becomes huge day by day. Okay, first characteristics explain volume. That is, your data is a huge amount of data nowadays. Okay, because you are using your WhatsApp, you are using Snapchat, you are sharing your photos uh, with your friend. Okay, that all is the data. Okay, that is your data is increasing in a second. Next is your variety. Okay, second one is your variety, that is different formats of data from various sources. Variety is there. I have told you that there is a video calls, there is a voice call that is stored on your database. Okay, then further there is a documents, your pictures, that we will all share with our friends. That all are variety of data. Okay, then values. Third V is your value, that is extract useful data. Okay, here it is, this one. Value is to extract a useful data, value data. Okay, then there is a fourth V, that is velocity, that is high speed of accumulation of data. Means your data is speed day by day is increasing. Okay, then versatility is your inconsistency and uncertainty in data. Okay, inconsistent unstructured data is there. Okay, that is a versatility. Okay, first characteristics of big data explain you that is a volume. A typical PC might have had a 10 gigabyte of storage in 2000. Okay, they are giving an example that your PC in your 20th century or your in 21st century, in your 2000 years, you are using your 10 GB of storage in your PCs. Okay, and now today, if we are talking about our today's system, or there is a social media, that is your Facebook, in just 500 terabyte of new data every day. Okay, they are producing Facebook only. I am talking about Facebook only. They are producing 500 terabyte of data in every day. Okay, so means there is a huge data nowadays, and to store the data you should have a maximum storage. That is why I have told you that when the smartphone is launched in market, that time their internal memory and your RAM is minimum. But if we are talking about current time or today's time, now the minimum RAM is 4 GB, and your maximum minimum internal is 64 GB. That is your hard disk space. Okay, to store your data or to store your applications, download your application, install that application. For that you have minimum this type of memory capacity should be there. Okay, then there is another example that Boeing 737 will generate 240 terabyte of flight data during a single flight across the USA. While taking a single flight, Boeing 737 generate 240 terabyte of data. Means there are number of passengers. Their passenger have a different records. They are using their devices. Okay, that all data are arranged and placed in your storage capacity, and that data is called your big data. And that is first characteristic, that volume means your volume of your data is increasing by day. Okay, here is a graph that data credited, okay, in your percentage wise. And in 2011 it is of 2.5%. After it's in 2012 it is near about 4.5. In 2013 there is a 7.5, and in 2020 the data reaches to your 40% increase. Okay, from your 2011 to 2020 your 40% data get increased, means there is a volume increase in your data. Last point says that the smartphone, the data they create, consume, sensors that are embedded in your devices, they all produce data. Okay, okay, they all, your sensors, your smartphone, while you are sending a data, creating a data, that all is a data, and this is by a single device. There are millions of people, they are using a mobile phone at a single time. Okay, and they all producing that data. That is a volume in increasing. That is the first V. Okay, then second V is your velocity. Okay, click stream and ad impressions capture user behavior at million of event per second. Okay, if we are clicking on touch screen or on any device or on our car screen, means they are producing somewhat data. They are having a sensor. Okay, when we click on any device, they produce some type of data. Okay, high frequency stock trading algorithm reflect market change within a microsecond. Okay, in your stock exchange, in a microsecond there are frequently changes there, and that change is also a data. Okay, with the change in increase in your uh, share or decrease in your share, there is a data. Okay, that is also a data that is frequently changing. Okay, then machine to machine process exchange is there. Okay, that also produce a data. Then infrastructure and sensor generates massive logs data in real time. Okay, infrastructure, you are using your mobile, your Wi-Fi, your mother, sister, they are also using that device. They are producing somewhat data, or you are playing some game or creating an infrastructure. Then that all concepts are producing a data. Okay. Then online gaming system supports million of concurrent user, each producing multiple inputs per second. Okay, you are using playing your PUBG game. Okay, there are number of friends that are connected with each other. When you click, when you move, when you use your weapon, that is all. It is a data. Okay, and that is a increase with the frequently speed. Okay, that is a velocity. Second way is your velocity. Okay, it is increasing frequently. And here it is a diagram that previously in a traditional we will use mainframe computers. Okay, if we are talking about 90s, at that time we will use mainframe. Okay, then in 2000 we will performing a client server communication is there. Now there is an internet concept, that is cloud computing is there. Okay, there is a mobile social media concept and cloud is also there. Okay, this is a increase in size. Okay, volume is also increasing, and velocity according to time, the velocity is also increasing. And how velocity is increasing? According to every 60 second, and now I am talking about every 60 second, there are 1 lakh plus tweets. There are 1 lakh plus tweets in a 60 second. There are 6 lakh 95,000 status update. There are 11, there are 1 crore 10 lakh internet messages, 6 lakh 98 and for 445 Google searches there. And that's all. This is a huge data in a single second. Means the number of devices are increasing, your velocity is also increasing, your volume is also increasing. Okay, and for that we should go for a big data analytic concept. Okay, third characteristics is your variety. Okay, big data isn't just a number, dates and string. Okay, big data is not just a number, or not it is a date only. Means I am performing any function on 25th August. It's not depend on date, not depend on a number. Means I am performing a second class or a third class or a fourth class in 2 days time, then there is not dependent on a strings. Okay, big data is also a geospatial data. Okay, in a particular second, what a status is updated, what message is sent, that all is a variety, and that comes all under your big data concept. Okay, big data is also a geospatial data. Spatial data means the any type of action performing at a space, on earth, or in a house, that all is a data. Or your 3D data, your audio, your video, and your unstructured text, your log files, and your social media, all are your data, and all these are different, of different varieties. Okay, next point says that a traditional database system were designed to address smaller volume of structured data. Fewer update or predictable consistent data structure is there. Okay, means variety is there. And what type of varieties are there? There is a structured data that is in a proper manner, like you are creating your database. Okay, you are creating your relational database, you are using your SQL queries to create a database. That is a proper structure. Okay, and that comes under your structured variety. Okay, that is your structured data. Then there is a semi structured data. Means you have a text file, and that text file is in the form of document. is in the form of Excel sheets, is in the form of your Word file that are semi-structured. Okay. Then there is another third one that is quasi, and the fourth one is your unstructured. But there is a three categories of your big data variety, that is structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. Okay, there is no such word as a quasi-structured, but in a diagram, the word used is quasi-structured, means quadrilateral, 1/4. Okay, 1/4 content is structured. If it is structured, means it is 99% structured data is there. Semi means half structured, half unstructured. Quasi means 1/4 data is structured, remaining is all unstructured. And the data that is not arranged in a proper manner, that is unstructured data. Okay. And these are the different types of data structure in your big data. And that comes under your third V, that is variety. Now we will talk about a fourth V, that is fourth characteristics of big data is your value. Quality product, quality data should be taken. Value is an essential characteristics of big data. Okay, this is the essential characteristics of big data. It is not the data that we process or store. Okay, it is not the data that we process or store. It is a valuable and a reliable data that we store, process, and also analyze. Okay, we only uh, not only store this data, we will process this data as well analyze this data. And here is a diagram for this value data. First of all, you will identify your data, then collect your data, then process that data, then analyze it. And this all comes under your collection phase. Okay, collection. After analyzing, you will release the data, disseminates it, connect it, then that comes under your publication phase. And after connecting, your incentive is there, influence is there, and this comes under your data value chain. And then further last is your impact, that is use that data, then change that data, and then again reuse that data. Okay, that comes under your impact phase. Okay, this is all about your value. Value means you have to store it, you have to process it, as well as analyze is also. Okay, this is your fourth V. Then fifth V is veracity. That is, veracity mean how much the data is reliable. Okay, after collecting a valuable data, now we will go for a veracity, that is reliable data. What data is reliable for us? Okay, that's come under your fifth characteristic, that is veracity, that it has many way to filter. Now you are filtering a data, you have collected a data, valuable data. Now from that data you are filtering a optimal data. Okay, that is mostly useful, and it has a many way to filter or translate the data. And whereas is the process of being able to handle and manage data efficiently. Okay, this is the fifth V. You are being able to handle and manage your data efficiently. Big data is also essential in business development. Okay, big data is also essential in your business development also. Okay, if you are creating any online application, for that you have different links or a different contact number, so that you can invite your friend, they can join that application. Okay, that is all done by a concept of a big data. You should have a data, okay, to make your own enterprises and make any type of application. You should have a different data. If you have data, you can make any application. You can join your friend if you have created any type of application, and that all related with a data concept. You should have a data. Okay, here is an example like Facebook post with a hashtag. Okay, with a hashtag is a example of veracity. Okay, veracity is there, means a reliable data, that is hashtag. Okay, that is frequently used and it is a reliable, it is optimal. The post that is with hashtag, that is frequently posted, searched by many people, and that comes under your fifth characteristic, that is veracity. Okay, here is a image, and from where we will collect a different data. Okay, and that is a reliable data. From statistical basis, lack of data, bugs, noise, abnormalities, information securities, okay, falsification, and that from this source we will collect our data and make it reliable. Okay, this all are the source, and from here the data is created. We will collect the data and filter that data, and when we filter that data, that data comes under your veracity. Okay, five waves we have studied. First is your volume, then velocity, then value. Sorry, third one is your variety. Fourth is value. Then there is a veracity. Okay, and now there is a sixth V also. Sixth V. First of all, we talk about value. Volume is also explained. Velocity is also explained. Variety, veracity, and now there is a variability. What does variability is? A seasonal health effect and disease evolution. Okay, these come under your variability. Varies time to time. It is vary. Okay, a seasonal health effect. There are viral. Okay, that are seasonal. How it will affect a person. Okay, like your corona. There is first wave. There is second wave. There should be a third wave. How they will affect a person, that is also a data. Okay, and that comes under your sixth V, that is a variability. Okay, value, that is clinically relevant data. Maybe quality data is there, valued data. Volume is there, high throughput technologies, continuous monitoring of vital signs. Okay, that is a volume, huge data. Velocity is there, high speed processing of fast clinical decision supports. Okay, data is increasing day by day. Okay, velocity is there, speed is there, that is why it is increasing. Variety of data is there. There is a heterogeneous, there is the unstructured data, there is the structured data. Okay, that come under your variety. Then veracity is your data quality, that is unreliable. Okay, then you have to filter that data. Then there is a variability. Okay, that's all for today's lecture. If you have any question, you can ask me, and after that I will launch a poll. If you have any question from today's lecture that we have studied, you can ask any type of doubt you have. Okay, first question on your screen. Last 30 seconds for this question. Then I will launch next question. Okay, next question.